And we're live.
We're live!
Welcome back to Thumb Therapy. Oh, wait, we're good?
Yeah, we're good. We are live.
There's no fixing that edit. You done goofed, son.
It's okay. It's okay.
And we're live, I think.
Yeah. There.
Some fill.
It'll show up. It's coming on. See? Hangouts on the air. See?
And
Professional.
okay. All right.
Man.
So, welcome back to Thumb Therapy. I'm Tim Morrell. I'm your moderator. And this is my moderators.
That's a good time.
And my panel here joining me is Intelligent, Josh Vander, Nathan Judson, and Joshua Wilcox. And we'll be discussing.
He's the one who's intelligent.
Wait,
yeah, Vander. Because he said the intelligent Josh Vander, and then the label for us.
I said no, my intelligent panel. I said intelligent panel. I did not just say panels. All you guys are intelligent, okay? Don't do this to me, okay? All right, so let's just start it open with their big news that we put on our Facebook and our social plugins. Nathan, would you like to chime in?
Yeah. Well, firstly, I wanted to start off by saying we're going to be starting a new segment actually next week. It's going to be coming up on Friday, actually. It's going to be called Nerd Sweats. It's going to be basically just when we all go to fight and blow off steam and just destroy each other at fighting games. So you'll hopefully see our Smash rematch at some point. But
yes, people have been wanting to see that.
Yes, it will come eventually. But
going to lose a lot.
oh, it's going to be beautiful. Just you wait. So first up, though, we are going to be actually doing Dragon Ball Xenoverse. So it's going to be the first customizable Dragon Ball game where you can actually make your own characters. Wow. Like that stupid fucking Ultimate Tenkaichi bullshit.
That was the worst.
Rock, paper, scissors at its like strongest, I guess. That's the only good thing I could say about that game.
Seriously.
So,
yeah. And something else.
Yeah. Other big news, specifically for Thumb Therapy, we are actually going to be doing a little bit of a rehaul already.
Even after 1 month.
1 month, guys. That's all it takes. An overhaul, if you will. Yeah, that would probably be a more accurate term. But anyways, we're going to be changing the site, changing a couple things about the channel as well. We're going to be listening to some of the feedback that you guys have given us. So hopefully you guys like it and continue to give us more feedback because we'd like to do this as often as we can.
Please start giving feedback. We really like comments.
Because no one's half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Sorry,
The more you know. That's
damn it, I always
you
go the more you know.
that. Yeah.
If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. No.
G.I. Joe, the more you know.
Remix. So I guess we'll get right into the topics.
Yeah.
So
Let's do it.
our first topic of the day, Club Nintendo closing. That's some big news from Nintendo fans.
Kind of sad.
They're kind of sad.
Kind of not.
I haven't really cared to own a Nintendo product since the Game Boy Color.
That's fair, but
That's fair.
you have to accept the fact that the Club Nintendo service was probably one of the better, like, bonus systems.
If I had ever
Definitely.
known it existed, I might have actually owned a Nintendo product. But I didn't know about this until probably like the last end days of the week.
Really?
I
Wait, the end days of the week.
Well,
I still
it
would've given you
started
a-
in like 2000.
To be honest, that would have been when the
Yeah.
DLC stuff started happening anyway, when they started putting like all the virtual console games on there, which aren't bad, but
Yeah.
like unless you
I only
had
started
purchased
using
them.
it like 2 years ago, and
Seriously?
I never accumulated enough points to get like the platinum prize, and so
Oh, really?
it never. I don't know. I never bought enough Nintendo products throughout the year to actually benefit, I guess.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Cool.
hit
Cool.
minimum gold every year, so I can't talk.
Cool in theory. I mean, it was a great service that I didn't really use, but
But did you ever see any like the physical stuff that they had back in the day?
Oh,
Yeah,
They
the
had all
rewards
those-
that people
yeah.
would get if they got
Yeah.
gold, if they got platinum.
the
They
little
got
gold
statues,
bags.
and yeah.
Yeah.
like
You were actually the person who introduced it to me. Like,
Yeah.
the first time I came to your place, you had all this cool swag. I'm like,
Yeah.
where'd you get this stuff?
One of my
Club
favorite things-
Nintendo.
Right from Club Nintendo. One of the first things I got from them was this little game case that would hold all my DS games.
Yeah.
I had so many DS games, and that was so useful. I could just pick from my favorites
And
right there.
those terrified me. So it's like you take those out of your house, you lose that case. There's like $900 of games gone.
Gone.
Yeah, let's keep it all in one case. No, that was never a good idea. No one should use that. That's a terrible product.
Yeah, it wasn't even like that. Like you would have the game cases and it would just slide in. So I would just pull it out. Like there was my game, and I'd never take it from that section in my room. Like that was what it was dedicated to.
Well, like they even had like ridiculously practical stuff that you wouldn't expect to be on there, like the fucking bookends that were shaped like Mario hats and stuff like that, which were cool.
I have
but
Mario hat too.
and I have a Mario hat as well. There you go.
Pretty sure my buddy got a stylus collection.
He cares about Luigi.
And that came in a DS game case.
Two separate conversations.
Let's
try to avoid that. Just for the audience sake.
Just for now. So my next question to the panel is, what do we think Nintendo was thinking? There's obviously going to be something after Club Nintendo. What do you think?
They wouldn't be. I don't think they'd end it without having a better idea in the midst.
I disagree with that. Look at PlayStation. PlayStation had PlayStation Underground for like 15 years, and they just completely up and got rid of that. And they used to send out great stuff with that. Like
that's fair, but like a lot of people would argue too that, which they're also arguing to this particular situation, that transition happened because of online as well. Like they ended up switching to the subscription service instead of actually having a membership, like a loyalty program, I guess, which is what this is. So
basically,
but
I think they're hurting financially. They're still in the black, and they can make literally zero money for 65 years and not go out of business. Because they've got that much of a backlog from the friggin' DS.
Yeah, and the 3DS just like, that was a gold mine for them. On top of even the DS,
the original DS was a gold mine, even though it still had, to this day, the worst advertisement of all time. Touching is good. That is such bad.
I don't know about that. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah.
I was thinking Mega 64. It's just like
Dictator chat.
Dictator 64.
Yeah, but do we think they have some idea what can come out of this? Like, is there something?
Well, that's where a lot of people think it's going. It's just the subscription service. I find, like, I hope they go in a different direction. Just
do we want them to do like an Xbox One, PlayStation Plus type thing? Like, do we?
That wouldn't be horrible if they did like a PlayStation Plus type thing. Like, Games on Gold is not PlayStation Plus, but I mean, PlayStation Plus is also diminished too since like a year ago. Like they had some months where they'd come out with like 8 or 9 titles, including PlayStation Plus, or PlayStation Portable games and PlayStation 1 Classics and stuff like that.
That was just pretty much during the Christmas seasons. That was during the holidays. The last holiday, there really wasn't anything, but I think that was because of the hacks and a lot of the other problems.
Well, they gave like all those discounts out and stuff like that too, and they had so many sales. Like, it's understandable, but
like these DDoS attacks, it's just a bunch of bullshit. Why do people gotta ruin?
It's just people trying to ruin other people's fun. And like they're just trolls, like the worst kind of trolls. They're not trying to teach a lesson. Like there was that one arrest that somebody they did.
I wanted to play my games and I couldn't.
No.
Screw you.
I want my PS4 paid for. I want 8 free games.
Which we
class
never
action
got.
This shit.
Which we never got. They never.
We didn't get free games.
No, they gave like that 10% coupon.
Yeah,
that was all they did. That was it.
And they also gave everyone a free 5 days PlayStation Plus. Now, I know I can see this automatically going straight towards and attacking Sony on that. Don't forget, Xbox went down for 3 days.
Yeah.
Both Xbox on 360 and Xbox
But
One.
Xbox went up
first. No, Xbox admitted though that was not from a DDoS attack. That was strictly from volume from Christmas. That was legitimately just everybody getting their new consoles and screwing them.
And quotations here.
Well, they allegedly have what? They said 30,000 servers now.
I believe so.
I think so. They announced at E3.
Yeah.
Now, granted, like 20,000 of those are exclusively reserved for Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Not actually for anything important, just Call of Duty. But
can't have those go down.
It still is not an excuse if your network goes down and you don't give the customer something. If it's a couple of days, like Sony, they gave out free PlayStation Plus and 10%. Yeah, it's not much. It's a sign though.
Yeah,
they actually care.
And if that's the case, I would much rather, like, just as a consumer, I would much rather have the excuse, well, we got hacked, like, yeah, we're doing what we can. I would much rather that as the excuse than, oh, we have too many people trying to play our games and it crashed. Like, Again, you're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Know your stuff.
That's
like
every MMO in the history of MMOs.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play this game. Oh, we didn't expect it. Server volumes of people actually play the damn thing.
We didn't expect people to actually come to us.
I think someone tweeted a photo of Dota 2, and it was like a 500-hour wait time to get into the friggin' game. Because there's just not enough servers.
Yeah.
MOBAs.
but that's how it always goes.
that.
That's how it always goes. Anytime there's like hacks or attacks, Sony always gets the brunt of it. They always get, made fun of more because Microsoft owns like all these big like news companies. They're not gonna touch on that. They're gonna bury Sony.
Yeah. And that's why Sony always get the shit on them. Always.
But on the counter argument, Microsoft is never gonna have another baseball game again.
Boom.
True. Yeah.
Because Sony pretty much owns part of the MLB. And have completely stripped 2K of their rights.
Exactly.
Not that anyone wanted to play 2K anyways.
No one wanted to play 2K.
I think the last time someone bought that was like 2006.
I remember working one day and we got our copies of 2K and it was like a boatload for Xbox One and not Xbox One, obviously, Xbox 360 and a boatload for the PS3. But there was in total, I think it was 5 PS3 copies for the MLB 2K series, and then there was like 9 boxes of the show, and then there was like 2 boxes for the Xbox because I knew it wasn't gonna sell.
Exactly. Like 2K's dead.
Yeah.
Well, 2K's MLB 2K.
Yeah, MLB, NBA,
almost all of their sports.
They don't fucking fix their games before they release.
No, it doesn't matter. They have no competition right now unless Live ever actually comes out.
No.
They've only re-announced that and canceled it 3 times.
No, it's out. It's been released.
I forgot it. And 14 came out, but they had the 2-year hiatus because they could not touch 2K. That's the only sports game that 2K was successful.
Yeah, and like Live,
the only one that should be arcadey. That's why.
Yeah,
Live was amazing.
Yeah,
beautiful. And then you saw it run, and it was just like, I can do it.
I can do it.
No, yeah, it's so choppy.
Shame.
But then again, if I would rather play a game that I could sort of run than not play a game that doesn't run at all.
Yeah,
2K. The game just crashed every 5 minutes. Some people couldn't even get it of the demo. I don't know if you heard that. People who installed the game, you had to play a Miami Heat game versus
the Spurs.
Yes, Heat versus the Spurs. It was just something to prelude you so well the game installed because, as everyone knows, like the PS4 installs really fast and the Xbox One's a little bit slower because Sony gave them a lesser Blu-ray drive. But the game, people would be playing that and waiting to start the actual main game, and they would never get out to the actual game. They just could only play the Spurs and Heat's game.
And that's specifically 15, right?
That was specifically to 15.
Yeah.
Because 14 was phenomenal, and I haven't bought an NBA game probably since like I don't know NBA Jam or something like that.
Those games
but 2K14 was awesome. So I don't know what happened in the transition there, but
I will say this: all sports games have the exact same thing. They've been playing the same way since the original damn NES. They've it's followed the camera angles of watching a live sporting event, which that worked well in the early 2000s and even the late 90s. I don't like that anymore.
Yeah.
It's been 20 years of the same shit. Yes, the graphics got prettier. Now I can't tell the difference if it's a real game or a freaking 2K game. But I want to see not a first person. No first person. But I want to see a nice third person. You play as that one player.
Yeah, like you actually have to play amongst like a team of other AI or a team of other people. Even like that would be awesome.
They've done that in certain games, like Madden, for example. If you're playing as if you create a running back, you're only playing as the running back. You don't get to control anybody else, which is interesting.
Yeah, I guess what it comes down to, though, especially if they ended up making that a multiplayer experience, is like you would have to remove matchmaking from it just because you'd have to work with a team. Like, if you didn't work with a team, there would just be games online that would just be chaos. So.
And it would be so much fun.
It would be awesome.
It's like DayZ with basketball. One guy's got the ball. Doesn't matter who it is. You're just attacking him. Blitz fight mechanism.
Blitz Elite 3?
Yeah.
Bring back Blitz, people.
Mix it with Blood Ball.
Yes.
Yes. There you go. I want to see a sporting game from the football version, not the football version, but the version of football in Starship Troopers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would be so good.
To be able to do front flips over people.
I want Square Enix to make a Blitzball game.
That would be a beautiful game.
Right? Even if it's just like a DLC, like that.
I mean, they did. Well, they had the side. Like you could play the Blitzball. In the game.
Yeah, but like make like numerous teams and like actually make a game out of it.
Exactly.
They definitely could.
They haven't like made the Play Store or like iPhone's store. Why don't we have the card game from either 8, 9?
Yeah, true. Well, like, 9 more specifically.
9 was a much better card game.
8 was just really
give me the deck from 8.
Yeah,
and give me the rules of 9.
Just because there was a lot more.
Or Tetra, is it Tetra or Terra Masters? Something like that.
It was Terra. I'm pretty sure they were playing off of Terra, weren't they? Like TAL.
Yeah, but I think the title. Yeah. It was friggin' all Japanese companies love using Terra as the world. That's Earth. Terra.
Right. Yeah.
That's the word they use. Yeah. But yeah, to our second question.
Yeah. A little more.
When we have Nintendo,
so all of that. I just let you guys do your thing.
Moderate this.
I gotta get on top of this. Yeah. You guys are gonna be too chaotic. All right. But yeah, one of the biggest news to come out of this month was Bethesda announcing they're going to have an E3 conference. That is huge news.
Now,
That's huge news.
I'm going to disperse my excitement so that people don't think I'm a huge fan of Bethesda. I'm not. I hate that company with pretty much all my life. They make the worst games on the face of the planet. Everything that they make is glitchy garbage.
Broken games.
I think they do that on purpose, though. They do it on purpose.
I think everyone's doing it on purpose this time, just because they know it's going to sell no matter what.
Well, and it's not necessarily that, though. I feel like it enhances the experience with a lot of Bethesda games. Like Skyrim,
If you're playing on PC, yes. Not on console.
No, I mean on consoles. Like, I've had so many beautiful glitches.
Stuff that come out of
like I got saved from a death claw once by a glitch. Like legitimately, he just grabbed the death claw, threw him up into the air, and then he was just running all the way down. And he was coming right after me, and all I had was one bottle cap line. And as soon as he hit the ground, he died from impact. It was beautiful.
Seriously,
that's awesome. That is awesome.
But yeah, no. Bethesda publishes great games.
Yeah,
one of those great games, Dishonored.
Yeah.
I loved Dishonored, and that was
great game.
Yeah, that was by the original teams who did the Thief series and the original System Shock, which became BioShock. If they do not announce a Dishonored 2 at E3, I am going to fly down to Los Angeles and personally bitch slap everybody involved in Bethesda. I don't care if you give me the weakest 30-second teaser trailer. I don't give a shit. Do what they did with Metal Gear Rising, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance 2. Oh, the fucking just the 2 seconds.
Oh, that. Oh, wow.
That's all people need.
I'm happy.
That's a good segue into the next question. What do we want to see besides Dishonored 2?
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4? Is that what everyone wants?
It's time.
It's not San Francisco. They said a long time ago it's going to be Boston, Massachusetts.
No, I know. Yeah, you're all right about that. They did confirm that. But I want them to go back to it in some way, shape, or form. Like, just something Fallout 1 or 2. Like, I know they did a little bit, especially with Marcus and New Vegas. But
they're literally just fucking with you because, like, they're like, oh, yeah, let's start off in Washington, which is at the upper of the West Coast. And then, San Francisco's just right down there in the lower West. Oh, no, fuck that. Let's go all the way over to fucking Boston on the East Coast.
Yeah.
We had Vegas, which is somewhere in the middle-ish.
Yeah, exactly. Like, right north of it. Like,
it could have been great DLC, maybe. No, fuck you.
No. Versus reality, though, what do we think we'll get? Like, there's stuff we want to see.
Well, Fallout hasn't seen the spotlight in a while, so I do think that would be
that's going to be their, like, right at the end of the show. That's gonna
definitely
be
that has to be
there was Skyrim.
The only way it's not is if Doom 4 is the one, but that's only if they decide to re-announce that again.
Yeah,
but I don't
think
see
Doom
them
4 is
doing
going to be
that
the
for a while.
I see.
Yeah, you want to wow people too. Like, you have to have that wow in the beginning, and then you have to close it with a strong note. So, like, I do think,
Yeah, no. When it comes to Fallout, I will not be happy if Bethesda announces they're making it. If it's not Obsidian, won't be pissed. Because Obsidian is the original creators of the Fallout franchise.
As long as
great stories.
As long as they created their own
engine,
yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah,
we do not want to. Another fall in New Vegas.
Holy crap! Like that was
What, 2 years until they fixed that game?
Yeah, like I made it through, man. I made it through, but it was an adventure. It was a journey.
I bought that collector's edition for $14.
Yeah, really? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
I did not.
Yeah.
I spent full price on it.
Yeah.
No.
First is that like it's good to gauge what we'll see and what we want to see, but like what do we think their approach at E3 is going to be? Like, is it going to be like Konami? Are they going to be foolish? Are they going to be like Ubisoft, get someone to speak for them? Are they going to be more professional? Like, let's say EA. I don't even want to say. Let's not say, but like EA at least has their developers, their execs, and they come out on stage. That's what I like about that. That's what I mean.
Let's say Sony and Microsoft, because they have their developers and their CEOs come out.
So you think they'll even adapt that approach?
I don't know. Bethesda, they're not very much a public company.
They're not.
They clearly have some shit up their sleeve. Either that or they're full of shit.
Well, anytime that they've had anything, time that they've had any like work with the community or anything like showing off their behind the scenes and stuff, I feel like they just did a very cinematic approach, I guess, in a sense. Like for example, the behind the scenes stuff for Fallout and whatnot. Like, I don't know. I feel like if anything, yeah, exactly. They'll probably just have a very scripted, like hosted intro and outro to like every segment, and then they'll just have everything filmed for the rest of it, probably, or something along those lines. But
I just thought the greatest thing what they could do is just like they're not really associated with any company. Say they like decided to go Xbox only this year or something like that. A great thing that they could do would be hire the actor who was the PlayStation rep for the longest time, who had all those great videos, and then did that one Wii video, and it's like, oh well, you breached contract, you son of a bitch, get the fuck out. That was such a good run of commercials. I can't remember his name right now.
The vice president of something, yeah. Oh, his real name? Yeah.
No, Kevin. Yeah, what's his Sony name?
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that why he's gone? Because
he did a Bridgestone commercial. It was a Bridgestone commercial, they were giving out a Wii when you bought the tire, so he was playing the Wii.
Gotcha.
And so Sony's like, that's breach of contract, we're going to sue your ass, because he has his own company. He's actually quite famous.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's been in tons of shows and stuff like that, too. Like, he was in How I Met Your Mother, I believe.
He was in Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moderator? Again, way off topic, you some bitch. Come on.
Let you guys do your thing.
I mean, yes, this is it's our therapy session, but you can't just let us go off forever.
That's true.
Yeah,
talk about sports for like almost 10 minutes.
I'm pushing forward a motion for all therapy sessions. There should be a box of Climax right in the dead center.
But yeah, going into our next segment, the age of remasters. Are developers pushing these games out too fast versus like initial release?
This is the slowest we've seen the remasters, because like Sony started this trend back on the PS3, and then like, wait, this works? Fucking throw everything out there. And first we're like, yes, awesome, I haven't played these games in 10 years.
But those were the remasters that were worth it.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I'm talking
now
about the
things
games
like
that come
DMC.
out like, the year, and then the next year we get a Game of the Year edition or something like that's coming out. Definitive edition, exactly. Those are coming out.
It's called the PC version getting ported.
Yeah. It was different.
Exactly.
Like you were saying, it was different when it was PS2 to PS3, because that was a big jump in technology. Like we went from standard to high definition.
Yeah,
something you want to see.
Exactly. Something in high definition.
Exactly.
When, like you said, you brought it up. DMC, Saints Row 4, games that looked good on the PS3, they're only slightly getting upgraded now on the PS4. It's a money grab, because all of their first party and second party developers, it takes a bit of time to work on these good games. They got to throw something out, right?
So are they doing it just to fill out the calendar year?
Yes,
I think so. Yeah,
in a lot of cases, yes.
Yeah.
But not all the time.
At the same point, it is a brilliant business tactic, because look at it like this. Look at it from the game store perspective. People bring in their old consoles because people are too poor to afford these new gaming consoles. So they trade in all their old shit. And then they have nothing. And then they miss out on these like hot new releases that come out for the old gen as they wait for the new gen to come out. So there's a shit ton of stupid people who got rid of all their stuff and couldn't play these games, and now they're happy that they're out. So that is pretty much the market they're gearing them for. It's not meant for everybody. We've already played this shit. We don't need to go play it again.
Well, you have to realize that too. Like they don't. It's not like it's a heavily stocked item in these stores.
No, it's not like that. They get sent like 20, 30 copies. So like,
and thankfully, they do not charge a full price point on like most of them. Most of them.
DMC's getting a full price, I believe.
That's unfair.
Especially like a year after. Like it makes no sense. You can buy the exact same game in 1080p, just with a tiny bit little less bloom for the same price, or you could just go get a PC and get the exact same game.
All they're doing is speeding up the frame rate. And that's not enough to warrant that.
They're usually $5 to $10 cheaper. I mean, Canada, $69.99 price point now. Usually you'll see them at $64. I know The Last of Us, which is one of the worthwhile remasters, was only $54.99. So that was nice.
I still have to disagree with that because like that game was PS3, PS4. There was no real jump. It was just
granted.
30 frames to 60 frames per second.
Again,
I would say that one was good just because that was right at the end of the lifetime. Like
I'll have to disagree with you in the sense that working in a video game store, I saw how many people abandoned Xbox like it was the Titanic. They saw all the problems that Microsoft announced at E3, and they were like jumping ship like no one could tell them different.
Yeah, because they missed out on these great games.
Because there's so many.
In that sense, I agree. But like I still think
launch day, lots of fanboys. And like you said, lots of people jumping ship. Like again, I had a lot of people come in. It was the end of the life cycle, but people were buying PS3s. Not a lot, but some people were buying PS3s just to play The Last of Us. Yeah. And then all these Microsoft fanboys who finally were fed up bought the PS4 when they announced the remaster. They're like, I finally get to play this because. To me, one of the best games I've played in the last 5 years, if not longer. But it was really good. So for Microsoft fans, like they finally got to experience that was a good one. The other good one was Grand Theft Auto 5 because they completely rehauled. They added new modes.
Yeah, that's different. That's more of an effort on the developer.
I will agree with that.
I'm not going to disagree, but I still hated Grand Theft Auto 5.
But you also hate first-person modes as a whole.
Oh no! I'm actually intrigued by the first-person mode of Grand Theft Auto. Because they did overhaul a lot of stuff. But no, I've seen so many funny clips of just because Grand Theft Auto citizens are the dumbest people. Like this is a perfect parody of the American culture.
I know.
Game. And I watched some guy bump into a guy, and the guy instead of punching the main character, punches some random woman into the street, then beats the shit out of her. It's the greatest thing ever. Like watching him do that.
Classic lines like "My mother's my sister," GTA 3. One of the first memories I have that game. Just some guys walking by. He's like, "My mother's my sister." I'm like, "Oh, all right then."
There's some great lines from the Grand Theft Auto series. But like, I don't know. Maybe I had such a bad taste in my mouth just from Grand Theft Auto 4. Because like, the online
Grand Theft Auto 4
was garbage.
Very good.
The single player again was mediocre overall.
Well, it was a really mediocre cover shooter, and it was just set an open world. And that's what made it special. So,
I'll say this.
That's what makes all Grand Theft Auto.
It was a mediocre cover shooter. It was so mediocre that the Order had better cover shooting.
Shoot!
Oh, snap. You pulled that. You have to pull that.
If I had a mic, I'd drop it.
I guess that's a good segue to our next question. Sony Blues. As fans are still waiting for greatness awaits, right? As Sony likes to say. From the first party or just exclusive perspective from Sony.
We're still waiting.
This is the worst catchphrase they've had in any of the
greatness awaits.
The best catchphrase or like console name slang they ever had was the PS2. Live in your world, play in ours. That is just so elegantly put.
It was definitely. I absolutely agree. Definitely.
They need to go a little old school. They need to get back into their roots.
Yeah.
No, Sony has not lived up to the greatness awaits.
No, they haven't.
Hands down.
But all their titles
should
have been mediocre at best.
This is
Infamous is probably the most promising.
Second Son has been like their only solid game that wasn't broken at launch.
I really don't. I'm trying to think.
Cared about that.
Well, no,
Drive Club was a disaster.
One person.
Yeah, one person. Yeah, Drive Club was a disaster. But Little Big Planet 3, I would disagree with, just because that was a nice revival of an old franchise. Because
I wish it was
really
made
done nothing yet.
I wish it was made by.
I agree.
It was not fun. It was not
But, well, I don't know. I like the fact that they had the different classes and stuff like that. I only tried the Fan Expo demo. Yeah, like the different Sack Boys and stuff
they
like
all
that.
look like they're on ADHD. They look retarded to me. Like, even when they did the new trailer when it launched, like they all look like they're on ADHD.
Oh yeah, totally. But all Sack Boys did.
Okay, hold on. I have to call into question your statement there. You just said, and I quote, "They all look like they were on ADHD."
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Not
Yeah.
You know what?
Had and or on Ritalin.
Yeah.
But no, they're on Ritalin. They're looking like us at the beginning of this.
Just saying yet. Are we
live
yet?
Oh my God.
Is it working? Is it working? I'm not sure. But yeah, so out of all of Sony studios, do we think Naughty Dog will be the first studio to ship a game that's
they're the Crown Prince.
Yeah, they're the Crown Prince.
Yeah, like no.
Well, there's no other studios right now working on anything, is there?
No, every single they announced.
What about Until Dawn?
No. I mean, like
there's a lot of
the big
games
ones. Like we've got Quantic Dream. Is that Quantic Dream working on Until Dawn? Was it? Or?
No, that's a different studio. That's
Supermassive Games.
Supermassive Games.
Yeah.
That's developing that.
Every single Sony studio, I think there's 9 left because they closed down 3 last year.
Mhm.
All 9 are working on PlayStation 4 games. They did announce that right off the bat, and we just haven't seen it. This is like I was trying to say. This is the slowest launch of any consoles. The Xbox One has had overall mediocre quantity of product. With the PS4s,
I would say that for all of next gen.
The
Yeah.
Wii U is like what, a year and a half ahead of everybody, and they're just starting to get good games.
Yeah. Well, they all the games they've shipped, I could say Nintendo. They brought it. They even their first launch game, New Super Mario Brothers U. That was a good platformer.
But that's the thing is, it had
the following
to.
year, they had 3D Worlds. You know, like they had great games.
They
were there, but like
They were
they're far spread out.
Yeah, they're spread out because they don't have third-party support. They don't have that at the back of their head saying, okay, they can ship good games. Versus Sony, like they're banking on.
Would you like to know why Nintendo has no third-party support? Because they have no third-party support anymore. During the Wii days, everyone made third-party games for the Wii.
But those were shovelware. Those were shovelware.
Yeah.
They were shovelware.
That's all we would get.
And the shovelware still makes it on the Wii U, just only on the eShop. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. But to the point is, like, is there any other high-profile releases coming from Sony outside of like Until Dawn?
We're gonna have to.
Are we gonna have to?
Really
Uncharted 4, yeah, but like, are we gonna have to rely?
Oh,
on
No
just
Man's.
indie?
No, that's still. Well, I mean, that's a second party title.
Yeah, it's a third
right?
But it's indie, yeah.
But,
We're mostly gonna have to wait
Is it
till
just indie titles then?
E3
Really?
because
Yeah,
honestly, we don't know a lot about the last 2 quarters of 2015.
Yeah, well, there's E3.
Well,
That's
release
always the big
date-wise.
one. That's June. But there's also there's the game. What's that?
Game Developers Conference.
Yeah, the GDC. That's coming out soon.
That's coming real soon.
Yeah, and then after June, there's the Tokyo Game Show, which Microsoft doesn't even bother showing up to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
there's always
the pack
Gamescom.
shows.
There's Gamescom as well. Like
Yeah,
there's
Gamescom.
a shit ton of stuff that we're gonna see
Yeah.
coming out. We are right now in the worst part of gaming. This is the lull.
It's the
There's
lull of the
nothing.
year, all the time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's always right after Christmas, right until about March.
Yeah.
And then March break hits, and that's when everyone starts buying.
Now I'm depressed. March was going to be a great month for me, and then they delayed The Witcher, and I was like, son of a bitch,
Yeah.
again?
But you still have Bloodborne. You still have Bloodborne. That's another exclusive for Sony. So like, that's probably the first most
Bloodborne,
title.
yeah, actually, totally, and that's
I don't know why
sleep
it's
on
skipped
that
my
one.
mind.
I don't know why I
it did.
Yeah,
it did. All of us.
completely. Wow.
March has a good lineup. You got Battlefield Hardline. You've got Bloodborne. You've got the finalization of Revelations 2.
I mean, if Typo is a decent RPG too, that's a whole other crowd that they tackle as well. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah.
good job. Go.
I mean, if we want to stretch it to like the butt end of February, we got The Order and Kirby. So I mean, it's starting to pick up.
But it's starting.
Yeah.
So there is hope.
I guess it's just because I'm poor right now that I don't really look at what games are coming out. I don't want to try and buy them.
That's true. Yeah.
Because and back to what I said before, as it stands right now, we don't have a lot of release dates for Q3 and Q4.
Mm-hmm.
So we still don't know which games are going to make the cut for the holidays. We don't know which games are going to get delayed into 2016. There's not a lot of information. Well, granted, we all know The Last Guardian isn't coming out this year.
The Last Guardian ain't making it out ever. That's gonna be like PlayStation 5.
I still have hope. I still have hope. You can still pre-order, and I've had my pre-order for a long time on that. I can't let go.
It's still not going to be the game it was supposed to be because we don't know what happened. All we know is that the main developer of that game in the original franchise of like the I can't think of titles right
Team
now.
Ico
The Ico things.
Ico games.
He had a big fight with Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah, something between the top heads. They were not happy, and you got to remember the Japanese culture. You're offended. You're pretty much offended for life.
Yeah, you're just dishonored.
Yeah. Oh, the game.
I want to see that. Sony, your cow.
But to go to that point, greatness awaits. We're going right back to the beginning of it. Like, do we feel like Sony Blues, man? Sony Blues.
Sony Blues.
Greatness awaits. Do we think fans that picked up these consoles, did they pick it up at the wrong time?
Nope.
Did they just pick it up because just obviously the awesome marketing campaign they had at E3? It's like, oh, the trade thing. That easily probably got
anyone who picked up their console in Canada. Anyone who picked up their console in Canada before March of 2014 got it for their $400 price tag.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they saved money. Now, granted,
that's
$450. They are now throwing in technically The Last of Us in every single bundle.
Yeah.
So
or at least a game of equivalent. Like
so that technically
some bundles had 2 games.
You're getting to purchase a game and you might
getting $120.
But still,
yeah. So
I don't know. Like it's a great console. Nothing's being tapped into it, and it seems kind of like nobody knows what they're doing at this moment. Like they're really afraid to make something because people are getting at this really harsh point where they're just judging everything really intensely.
Yeah.
Like The Order is a great example of that. Like that game got criticized more than any game ever should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason that anything should be crucified like that game did. Now granted, like you can hate a bad game, go right ahead, but like the way that game just got butchered was just unnecessary.
I like the point you brought up in the review with the QTEs. Like, you got to know the developer where it's coming from. Like,
if you don't do any research on the product you're buying, then shame on you. That's not the developer's problem. That's your problem being a fucking retard. Not that. I apologize. I shouldn't say that word.
And there goes our
globally delayed. Globally delayed for buying things.
Yeah.
Can we just edit that one out?
Really quickly. Yeah. All right. So
I fucked up.
Going into our final question.
I'm the guy that no one likes.
But I'm just the person that nobody likes. It's okay. It's all right. I've accepted it.
I joined the rebellion, yeah.
But yeah, so a big thing. A lot of people.
We have 2 viewers.
3. We had 3 at one point. Well, I got 2.
And then I said retarded and they left.
And they're like, "That's it." No, you were talking about my kids.
Well, whoever you are, thank you.
Whoever you are, we love you. I know it's a little crazy to say we love you already.
I bet you it's Tim.
It's not me.
It's Tim.
No.
You mean Jamal?
Hey, tweet us if it's Tim. Tweet us if it's also Jamal.
The same name.
Tweet us whoever you are. Just go
somebody
to
tweet us.
Yeah, just somebody tweet us. Yeah, whoever the hell is
ask some questions if you want.
Yeah, this is live. We got some time left.
Exactly.
Yep.
Send in your questions. We are
now on our social networking feeds.
Yeah,
So
we're ready. We are ready.
Yep. Damn straight. But to go into our final one that I had.
Hold on. Jamal, no penis questions.
No penis questions. Yeah. Come on, man. Keep it gaming related.
I mean, it'd be relevant.
Not sex related.
Games right now.
Yeah.
But
now, if he brought up the order and get penis questions, then it'd be okay.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll let those slide. Now who's going to?
No, now he's going to. Yeah. Say, come on, you're right. Use your ears.
Final question.
Final question. Hitman gets a trailer. So.
Oh, the movie.
The movie.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
so
not
video
Timothy
game-
Oliphant, and he has a British accent-ish.
Yeah.
I'm happy enough.
I'm happy enough.
It looks like he's going to be the bad guy.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I mean,
kinda
he's
looks
very
like that.
You're
original.
still gonna love him, but yeah, he's supposed to.
Well, he's
He's
gonna
an
be
assassin.
like the antagonist.
He's an
Yeah.
assassin.
He's
That's how
an
you gonna.
assassin.
Yeah, you can't sugarcoat that. No, it's an
Wow.
assassin, man. But video game movies are on the way, and that's exciting for all of us. Like that's good for our medium. Like getting out of that realm of just video games, and they're going into movies because
It can't
they
be.
wanna.
They're getting a bigger push now.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Neil Druckmann's been working on.
It's a Persia.
Yeah, but
Prince of Persia, but
that
we've
was
got-
the past. We're talking about moving forward.
no,
Yeah,
but
we've got
going
movies
forward,
heading
there's so
the
much more projects nowadays. Like they're in the stages of getting made, and like Assassin's Creed. Like they're all coming.
Well, not only the fact that those projects are being made, but they're being made by their respective developers. So Ubisoft, for example, they actually were under a contract where they get full creative liberties to do what they want to do with the actual movie.
Not only
Yeah.
that,
but
they
sorry.
bought the green screen studio.
Hmm?
Yeah. They remember the movie 300? That was
Yeah.
a massive green screen studio in Montreal,
Mhm.
and Ubisoft bought the fucking thing.
And that's what they actually used to film the Assassin's Creed 2
Yeah.
short and everything
Yeah.
as well.
Those
It
were
was,
fucking great.
they were phenomenal.
Production
Michael
value
Fassbender
wasn't-
was great.
Well, Michael Fassbender's not in there.
No, he was the father in that one.
No, Michael Fassbender's cast in the Assassin's Creed movie, but
No, he was in that one. He was the father to Ezio. Because that whole movie was about Ezio's
now
father.
IMDb.
I'm not
And
joking.
now I am.
But,
That's
but
why everyone was so happy about him being cast as Ezio, because he did such a great job as his father in that clip. But yeah.
I think what you were trying to say though is that video game movies are starting to boom more and more. They're
Yeah.
slowly starting to become.
Before I got cut.
Yes.
I'm not sorry.
Four of us. We aren't one mind yet. But it's slowly becoming the new phenomenon of what making novels into movies. It's starting to grow, and I mean,
Do we think it can become that?
I think it can be if they do it right, like you said, with the actual studios of the games having
Getting
creative
creative
control. We all know what we've come from: Tomb Raider, Resident Evil series, Prince of Persia. We don't have a very good history of video game movies being successful or being good and true to its original
But
content.
that's part of the thing too, is that it's a completely different storytelling format. So
Granted.
it doesn't always translate.
I
very well,
love
but
the Resident Evil movies. Not in the sense that they're good to the Resident Evil games. The less that they talk about the games, the better of movies they become.
I agree.
Because like after Resident Evil 3, they sort of just fuck everything to do with the
Yeah.
games, and then just went on complete bullshit. And they became awesome. They were
Yeah.
stupid as fuck.
Oh
but
my
they're
God, like that
so
last one?
fun.
The whole
But that's the thing. If you go into it, as in the mentality, it was like, okay, so this is going to be more of a comedy than a serious action movie. Then fine, yeah. Like I watch Batman and Robin when I want to have a good laugh, or if I'm feeling depressed.
Right? No credit here. No.
No.
You done
False,
fucked up, son.
false
I'm sorry.
You
information.
fucked up, son.
you don't look this shit up yourself.
I don't believe what you
I
just
don't
said.
believe you.
But you know what I mean? I'm not saying make the movie be exactly like the game, because obviously playing the game for its experience is going to be much more enjoyable than watching a movie based off of the exact same thing. But give it a little bit more,
It'll be predictable in that sense, right? We'll know the plot of what's going to happen next.
They've
We don't want to
proved-
know that.
They've proved with the Walking Dead series that you can still go way the fuck off base and
Yeah.
still have it go following the main story. Now, granted, right now Walking Dead is doing the whole and then coming back to it.
right?
Like they'll go way the fuck off base and then come back to the main base for the end of the series usually.
Yeah.
But it looks like I don't know, like they might be just literally fucking off entirely.
But the
soon.
TV show, the graphic novels, and the video games are all completely different, and they all work, and they're all good in their own respect.
Yeah.
Not unless it's survival instincts.
I was talking about Telltale.
Yeah.
specifically.
that
Just
game
had point
was
out, you just
horrible.
said Walking Dead in general for video games, so I didn't want to
Okay.
give anyone
Fair
bad
enough.
reputation.
Fair enough.
That
Their
was-
story,
that game is
their
bad.
story-driven
Don't
video games are awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Point being, I think they have the potential to skyrocket and become more mainstream if they go about it the right way. That was my point.
Yeah, and I agree. Building off that though, for our the next question is: could these movies be successful and expand their individual brands to eventually branch out to casual audiences? I know you're talking about it, obviously being more mainstream.
Yeah.
And what does that do for these games? Like, will it eventually pull these people to play these games? Like, is that the purpose of these movies? Is that what we want them to do?
I'm sorry, I missed the question entirely. I was just too busy gloating.
Yeah,
he's like the
we
only
have
one
to establish that for everyone too. I'm assuming just for the sake of his ego. He was right. He was right. So I'm sorry. That was my bad. Just to let everyone know.
But yeah, the question is, he touched on the these video game movies becoming more mainstream. Okay, so what we want them to do for the individual brand is obviously expand and let these people that are just casual audiences, like coming into the movies, will that eventually lead to these people playing these series? Like Assassin's Creed, will it lead like, oh, I watched a movie and I want to go play the game? Is that what it's going to do?
Well, I'm sure they'll do.
It depends on the franchise.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain franchises, like the Uncharted series, which would make great movies, even though technically we don't need them because the Uncharted franchise is its own goddamn movie.
It's so good.
But RPGs, other games like that, they shouldn't be movies at all, in my opinion. They should be TV series.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
just
because
because of the length. Yeah, exactly.
With the Legend of Zelda Netflix, that's perfect. You could not
web series, Netflix.
put an entire Zelda game into a 2.5 hour frame and tell the actual full story. You need like a 13 episode, you know.
I think games and movies and TV shows, they need to follow more of an anime style, like translating manga to anime. That has usually worked out pretty damn well, where they're just like, fuck it, let's just copy everything on these pages and make it in motion. That's usually the game plan, and that works out pretty damn well.
Exactly.
Like, Attack on Titan is one of the most popular things on the fucking planet right now. It doesn't matter if it's the West or the East, everyone fucking loves that shit. And they spent, 6 months voice casting that just to get the right English voice actors? Still haven't heard them. The only thing I care about, hey, the sister, hey Ash, what you playing? Ashley, she is one of the voice actors in the anime.
Oh, really?
I can't remember the anime character's name, the one who's always eating. Like the potato and like the that's who she's cast as.
It starts with an S.
I can't remember it right now.
It's like Sasha or something. I can't remember.
I'll
Later.
It's gonna kill us now.
Shout it in your sleep. Yeah.
So yeah, no. Like, depends on the franchise. Some can be great movies, but honestly, I believe video games, especially when it comes to sequels, they should be done. Each season could be like the first game.
Yeah,
because like
first game,
that's one thing
sequel,
that needs to be taken into address as well when it comes to if they do them TV shows. I am tired of these bullshit companies doing this crap where they just extend it as long as they fucking can to milk the shit of it.
Yeah,
you need to go into something knowing there's a start and a finish.
Yeah.
Unlike what we did with this Prodcast. But no, there needs to be a start and finish. Anime know that, hey, look, we're gonna do this in fucking 24 episodes. Done.
Yeah.
And that's brilliant. We need that to come into more Western television because, like, I don't know, I'm tired of watching some of these shows that just drag shit. Look at Walking Dead again, season 2.
Yeah.
Again, hang the fuck off base for an entire season.
I think that was still one of the weaker seasons.
It was the weakest season.
It's definitely by
it's
far.
like Dexter season 8.
It's just they try to pawn it off as all development for the characters and stuff like that. And it just was not. What?
Was there a season of Dexter?
I can't remember. Did it end on season 7 or season 8?
I think it was season 8.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's season 8. I didn't watch that show, but
It was good up until season 6.
Yeah. Supernatural had the same type thing. Like it
still going.
Finished. I know it's still going, but it's still just.
I feel like that show had such an episodic formula too, though, that it worked for what it did. Like
I don't know.
I watched that show.
Stuff they rehash.
Not that I love that show, but I work film industry in IATSE. They fucking work in Vancouver. That's a potential job if I move there. Stay running Supernatural. I need work.
But yeah, that was our final question. I don't think we received any questions from our social coordinator.
Damn it, 2 people watching?
I'm disappointed. Disappointed.
We needed your love.
Oh, we have 3 right now.
Oh, wait, what?
We have
5 in total.
Oh, wow.
Maximum of 5 people.
Nice. That's not bad.
That was pretty good for a first show.
Yeah, hopefully you guys liked it.
I would prefer 6 myself, but you know.
Next time we need 6.
I'm hard to please, god damn it. Like, we should do like the worst audio decision of our lives. I'm just gonna pull up the stream right now and just
No,
don't do that. We don't need that.
Is that gonna be like just our stream out?
Yeah.
The signs sound.
Oh fuck.
You are not actually okay. I was gonna say.
Wow.
No, do not.
He is doing it. He's really doing it.
He's actually doing it.
Why are you fuckers surprised?
Now everyone hates us.
Oh, wow.
And
we are marking out for our own stuff.
Okay.
But that was our first edition
Of our Prodcast
therapy
session.
It is now over.
I feel like
These are our faces.
I feel like we've done.
You just
more
watched them
damage
for almost 30
than any
minutes.
help.
Definitely would say so. Mentally, specifically. Yeah.
Mentally, yeah, we screwed us.
Not a good therapy session. We're all worse off. But we hope you at least enjoyed our misery.
We'll do better next time. Thank you for tuning in.
We got more content coming whenever.
49 minutes.
Thumbtherapy.com. Check it
Tune
out.
in.
Bye.
Words.
Words.
We don't know how to end it now.